Yep, it's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time as always. I am your host, JD Miles. The MGTOWs, they love to hate. Even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them, loves to hate MGTOW at the same time as always, which is why they keep us relevant to this very day, and I'm back again. Please pardon me. Please pardon me because right now I'm dealing with a chest infection. So my voice may be going in and out. But I digress. The show must go on, in which I'll see the title of the video. Yes, men can have preferences too, whether they like it or not. And I just I just read a post off a quota. And if I can, I will put the link in the comment section for y'all to read. One person on quota asked, how come men can't have preferences but women can? And the answer to that is simple. First off, while you got these dumb broads in society telling men they can't have a preference, but women can have all the preferences they like, let Uncle JD get something straight right here, right now. Everybody can have a preference, regardless of gender. Which means, yeah, yeah, women can have their preferences, but guess what, fellas? Men can have preferences too, and it doesn't matter what they think. And the crazy part about it is, for those who've been watching all these YouTube videos from Kevin Samuels to Kendra G to Pop the Balloon, to Find Love. Have y'all noticed something? Yeah, you got all these females talking about what type of man they looking for and what are their demands and requirements. Even though for a good portion, some of their demands and requirements are so delusional as fuck. I mean, from a man need to be six figures. He has to be 6 foot. He has to be 6 foot, has his own house, his own car, all this type of things. While at the same time, those same exact women who giving out these demands for men are the same ones who expecting for the men to take them as they is. They expect for these men to take them as they are. And in some cases, old, overweight, multiple kids by multiple baby daddies, but derp. But then these be the same women who feel a certain kind of way when the men that they want, when they find out that the men that they want also has their preferences. And these and the preferences of these men that they want, they don't qualify for. Then they want to act a fool. Then they want to fall out on the floor, kicking, screaming, hooping, and hollering, throwing their childish temper tantrums, all because the men they want don't want them. The men that these women's preferences qualify them for doesn't match the preferences of these men, and now they feel a certain kind of way. Now they hurt. Now they in their feelings. Now they being emotional. All because the men they want don't want them because they don't fit their preferences. Guess what, ladies? Guess what, ladies? That's their preferences. And if you don't fit their criteria, then guess what? There ain't shit you can do about it. And keep this in mind as well, ladies. Y'all was the same ones. Y'all was the same ones parading y'all preferences around. But when the men parade their preferences around, especially the men that y'all want, they parade their preferences around. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Now all of a sudden it's foul. But ladies, let Uncle JD hold your hand when I tell you this. No, 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 give me your hand. Let me hold it. On what planet in what universe did y'all expect to be the only ones to have a preference? No, 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 no. Let me hold your hand when I say this, ladies. On what planet, on what universe do y'all believe that y'all the only ones that should have a preference? Especially in the age of equality. And what has Uncle JD told you, ladies? There is no equality on a one-way street. If it's okay for women to have a preference, guess what? It's okay for men to have preferences too. And fellas, I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to this because what I'm saying is true. You, men have preferences too, just like the women. And anyone is telling you different is one deceptive, retarded fuck. And it's the fact that not just these women out here, but society itself. They expect for these men not to have a preference, and because of that, men are now in a situation whereas they getting screwed because uh, they are getting screwed because men don't. Some of these men that get into these marriages and relationships, they don't look at them. They would rather accept these women for who they are rather than raise the bar, let them know what their preferences are. This is the reason why these women feel comfortable going on going on Kevin Samuels, going on Kendra G, going on Pop the Balloon to find love. Obese, old, multiple kids by multiple baby daddies, high maintenance, and so demanding. But when the men turn around and give out their demands for the women, oh, now it's misogynistic. Oh, he must hate women because of his preferences. Well, if that's the case, then all these women with their preferences must hate men. No, 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 no. They want equality. Let's give them equality here. So for that matter, if that's how they want to play, then I guess all these women with preferences must hate men for some reason. They must be misandrous. If that's the game they want to play. The fact of the matter is this. Everyone can have a preference regardless of gender. It's not as a one-way street like these women in society think it is. No, no, no. In this situation, two can tango. And on top of that, fellas, by men having a preference, men can understand their self-worth. They can understand their true value. But this is what the women in society don't want men to think. They want men to not have they don't want the men to have this mindset, because if men start to have preference, and guess what? All those average to below women, they won't stand a chance. I know they're mad because I'm saying this shit. But let Uncle JD also say this as well. If they mad, fuck they feelings. I'm not sugarcoating, and I say this shit unapologetically. So in conclusion, yes, women have preferences, and that's okay. But guess what, fellas? You also have preferences too. Whether they like it or not, and there ain't shit they can say nor do to change that fact. Fellas, have your preferences, know your worth, know your worth, know your value, and that's all Uncle JD got to say. In which if I find that if I find that question off a quota again, I'll put the link in the comment section. But in the meantime, I said what I had to say. I'm done, and I'm out this bitch. Later.